2023 Toyota GR Corolla first drive. Is a Corolla with 300 horsepower still a Corolla? Hey, Toyota, is everything, okay? Strapped into the new Toyota GR Corolla and sitting in pit lane awaiting our turn at a 2.1-mile section of Utah Motorsports Park's wildly undulating road course, we felt slightly silly. Until now, we imagined, the only people who'd ever worn helmets inside a dealership-ready Corolla were off-kilter folks with visions of, well, something as absurd as a track-ready production Toyota Corolla. But the car really leans into the part, with deeply bolstered front seats, a digital gauge cluster that in sport mode switches to a horizontal bar-style tachometer with a bevy of auxiliary gauges, and the unusual burble of a turbocharged inline-3 engine emanating from its rear end. One such unbalanced person with unhinged visions of this very Corolla is Toyota President Akio Toyoda. He's been pushing the new Gazoo Racing, GR, sub-brand hard to give Toyota's lineup some edge, and his directives have resulted in the GR86 and GR Supra sports cars. His literal signature adorns one of the GR Corolla's trim levels, while his figurative John Hancock is everywhere else. He personally signed off on the final product. That product, in case you need reminding, is a 300 horsepower, all-wheel drive, stick-shift only Corolla hatchback. Toyota done lost its damn mind. Just how out of bounds is this Corolla? We can count on one hand the sporty Corollas sold here in America over the decades. There was the rear drive, twin-cam AE86 in the 80s, of initial D-anime drift car fame, and the 170 horsepower Corolla XRS of the early noughts, whose Celica GTS engine could rev to more than 8,200 revolutions per minute, and, maybe the original Corolla, with its lightweight body and rear-wheel drive was, if not sporty, at least unboring in concept. Nevertheless, the Toyota Corolla was long ago typecast as the anodyne, safe compact car choice with a carefully curated reputation for reliability, quality, and affordability. The sort you'd recommend to your friends who don't care about cars or driving, because you know deep down all they're looking for is dutiful, quiet service. If the regular Corolla casts as wide a net as possible, the GR Corolla is a precision-guided missile aimed at driving enthusiasts. Under the hood sits an unusual 1.6-liter turbocharged inline-3 engine making 300 horsepower and 273 pounds-to-foot of torque mated to a 6-speed manual transmission and an all-wheel drive system with driver-selectable front-to-rear torque splits. Oh, and with all this kit, it only costs $36,995 to start, with fully optioned core models running less than 40 grand. With an extra pound of boost pressure, the $50,995 GR Corolla Morzo Edition pushes 295 pounds-to-foot of twist through a shorter ratio transmission. The base tire fitment is a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S, the Morzo, which also lacks a rear seat, making it a 4-door, 2-seat hatch, runs Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 track tires. Morazos also gets stiffer springs and firmer monotube shocks. Other differences among the GR Corollas are mostly limited to their standard features and equipment. Circuit editions get most everything that's optional on the base core as standard, including front and rear Torsen limited slip differentials, a heated steering wheel and seats, and a nicer sound system. The Circuit and Morzo also add a few pieces that aren't available on the core, such as a forged carbon fiber composite roof panel and a bulgier hood with louvered vents and a Morzo sign shift knob. Who's Morzo? That's Helmet Guy, Toyota President Akio Toyoda's racing alter ego, the pseudonym he uses to enter races so his employer won't know any better. And we're off. The GR Corolla's small displacement 3-cylinder engine makes peak power rather high in the rev range, so launching it hard requires buzzing the top to about 6,000 revolutions per minute and lifting off the clutch smoothly and deliberately. A surprisingly drama-free, rapid takeoff ensues, no Subaru style, slam-bang half-shaft shattering noises here, and although low-end torque is fairly weak, it doesn't come on in full until 3,000 revolutions per minute and lasts through 5,500. The turbo triple builds revs eagerly and pulls hard toward its 6,500 revolutions per minute horsepower peak, making a pleasant yet muted someone drop the beehive noise. Toyota says that the GR Corolla can hit 60 miles per hour in under 5 seconds. Get the launch right, and we bet runs in the mid-4s are possible. Weaving through Utah Motorsports Park's series of similar corners, there are plenty of late apex, double apex type curves, allows us to quickly compare the GR Corolla Core, Circuit, and Morzo Edition models. A few difference makers become apparent: the Core's and Circuit's tires and the Morzo's extra boost, torque, and grip from its spicier rubber. Although all three GR Corollas exhibit talkative enough, medium-weighted yet accurate steering, a firm and easily modulated brake pedal, and a well-sprung clutch pedal and pleasantly mechanical feeling shift lever, the lower spec models are more playful. With less ultimate grip from their Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, which, as ever, deliver predictable and easily managed breakaway characteristics, you can really rotate the short wheelbase Corolla through tighter corners or adjust your line if you overcook a sweeper. Shifty business. The narrow power band isn't as peaky as it reads on paper, and it's well managed with judicious gear selection. Drop below 5,000 revolutions per minute with an early upshift or rev beyond 6,500, fuel cutoff is a few hundred RPM beyond that, and thrust dies off. With room to run, shifting right at 6,500 revolutions per minute, not redline, lets the tri-cylinder engine shine. Besides, the shifter has just right throws and practically begs you to row it through the gates. Like on the new manual transmission Supra, the GR Corolla gets Toyota's IMT rev match system. We struggle to catch this automated throttle blipping out, it's that good, but the proud can turn the system off via a button on the dash. With its extra sneeze of boost and shorter ratio transmission, the Morzo suffers less for the engine's power band. The gearing is simply better matched to the 3-cylinder, at least at Utah Motorsports Park, and everything about the powertrain is just that much sharper. We wish every GR came with this setup, even if we giggle at the idea of a Corolla, a car renowned for asking little of its tuned-out drivers, challenging us to time our shift points and keep the engine on boil. Building on the harmonious tuning of the core and circuit, in which everything from grip to power to braking are in careful balance, the Morzo's aggressive Cup 2 tires amp up braking and cornering responses to match the gearbox and extra torque. In fact, the Morzo might be a hair overtired. We carry big speed through most of the track's corners, staying on the gas through sections where the core and circuit started to wash out into understeer. If you're hoping to track your GR Corolla, we suggest finding a way to be among the few hundred folks who end up with the Morzo. Torque about vectoring. If there's a complaint to have with the GR Corolla's missing 4th cylinder, it's that, at least on pavement, you can't take full advantage of the driver adjustable front to rear torque splits. In the default drive mode, normal, the center viscous coupling directs 60% of engine torque to the front axle and the rest to the rear. We spent about 9 seconds in this setting before pressing the track button on the center console knob, which calls up the 50-50 torque split. Which setting you choose will come down to preferred driving styles, but we found twisting the knob to the 30-70, as in, 30% front, 70% rear, and calling up the sport drive mode and defeating traction control dialed things to our liking. More power would surely tease out greater distinction between the torque splits. The 50-50 mode plays nicely with the GR Corolla's neutral handling balance, and with the front and rear limited slip differentials it ensures the power is meted out predictably. Going 30-70 ekes just a little more shove from the GR Corolla's tail in steady state cornering and tight, slow speed corners, allowing for some, but not much, line adjustment using the throttle. Lurid drifts require more ham-fisted, and mostly off-throttle, inputs. We were able to carry a few slides with some Scandinavian flicks, and the Corolla's balance made holding such slip angles easy. Toyota also gifts the GR Corolla with a proper handbrake lever, yank it while in motion, and the car automatically cuts power to the rear axle, reconnecting the rear wheels once the lever is lowered. Make of that information what you will. No, really, it's a Toyota Corolla. Toyota offered us no time in the GR Corollas on the street, nor did we sample any without the available limited slip front and rear differentials. That said, the core and circuit versions should prove plenty riotous in the real world, given their more approachable limits. Between laps, we sneak away for some legal speeds around the track's feeder roads and confirm what our butts hint at while bumping over the racetrack's raised curbing. The GR Corolla, firmer Morzo edition included, rides comfortably, with refined bump absorption and just a hint of body roll helping inform the driver of how much grip the tires have left. Credit the relatively fat sidewalls on the 18-inch tires, which buck today's performance car trend toward rubber band thin pavement slappers stretched over huge wheels. We find it odd, actually, that Toyota restricts our drive to the track. A road drive would reinforce the feral Corolla's general appeal. The GR is rather quiet, with the aforementioned daily drivable ride comfort, and the i3 sends no bad vibes through the body or controls. You'll almost wish the exhaust were louder. Did we just find the Corolla within? Maybe. And that's our favorite part, really. Sure, the GR Corolla might first appear wildly out of character for Toyota, putting its arsenal of power and handling upgrades to great effect scrambling around tracks in ways no previous Corolla ever has. Yet that experience is delivered in a uniquely Corolla-ish way, far from ruining the fun, The touch of traditional Corolla cues rounds out the package beautifully.
We are interested in your comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video for more videos. Thanks for watching.